What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/EntitledParents. Alright, this story's called Entitled Mother at a Wedding. This was a few years back now at my friend's wedding. I was one of her bridesmaids. The other bridesmaid was a young girl, about 4, who was the daughter of a family friend. Here's the cast. There's Entitled Mother, the family friend, Entitled Kid 1, the daughter and other bridesmaid, Entitled Kid 2, the son, about 5 or 6, friend, boyfriend, my boyfriend, and now husband. The first time I met Entitled Mother was at friend's hen do. I had organized for us to go to a certain chocolatey attraction in the UK, followed up by a pole dancing class. Entitled Mother wanted to bring Entitled Kid 1 with her. I thought this was weird, seeing as it was an adult hen do, but Entitled Mother said friend would be pleased to see Entitled Kid 1. I ran it past friend's mom, who knew the family, and it was agreed Entitled Kid 1 could come, but would have to leave before the pole dancing because, it's inappropriate. This meant having to rearrange the coach to pretty much take us back to our pickup point post-chocolate to drop Entitled Kid 1 off, and waste almost an hour in the process. It was annoying, but friend's mom thought it was fine, so I went with what she thought, seeing as Entitled Mother was their friend, not mine. Anyway, onwards to friend's wedding day. The bridal party are all getting ready in friend's hotel room. Entitled Mom had both Entitled Kid 1 and Entitled Kid 2 with her. They aren't too bratty at this point, just being kids fed up watching adults getting hair and makeup done. Entitled Mother kept sending them over to me to keep them occupied while she chanced a friend. Again, annoying, but not a major problem. Anyway, the evening comes around and it's starting to go downhill. Friend didn't have a seating plan, so boyfriend and I chose to sit at the table with my parents, whom friend had also invited. I haven't really had much chance to interact with them because of bridesmaids' duties, and I'm quite tired by this point, so it was nice to take the opportunity to relax and unwind. Oh, how I was wrong! This is an Entitled Parent story! Cue Entitled Mom and her husband deciding to come share the table with us. Both kids are bored while waiting for food/DJ. Entitled Mother and her husband are more interested in getting drunk, so they keep sending the kids back to me. I'm tired and just want to rest for a bit before the dancing starts, but these kids keep dragging me up to play every time I try to take a break. Boyfriend gets up with me to try to help out. Eventually, we get fed up of keep playing with these kids that neither of us really know, so we go stand in the smoking area. Neither me nor boyfriend are smokers, but it was the only way to stop the kids from following us. When we feel we've had enough relief, we head back in. In our absence, the kids had been at the sweet trolley like it was going out of fashion and the sugar rush hit hard. They were transformed into some unholy combination of a banshee and a Duracell bunny. They no longer talked, they screeched. Back to them dragging me and boyfriend out of our seats to play. Except now it was like playing with hyper lion cubs. They were wild. I kept looking back to the table with pleading eyes, but Entitled Mother was busy burying her face in her wine glass. My parents were also uncomfortable, but none of us want to make a scene at friend's wedding. Boyfriend and I didn't get many chances to dance together, so we are trying to enjoy ourselves on the dance floor. These little horrors keep dragging us apart. They were now uncontrollable. Entitled Kid 2 is trying to lift up my dress while Entitled Kid 1 was trying to pull it down at the front. This dress was quite revealing and, due to an error with the dressmaker, was a bit too big, so I had to use body tape to make sure I didn't flash people. With Entitled Kid 1 yanking on the front, it hurt. I later had blisters on my mammies, which I can assure you is not pleasant. Boyfriend tries to fend off the horde in an effort to save my dignity. They then round on him and try to pull his trousers down. Remember, Entitled Mother is literally feet away, well aware of what is going on, but does nothing except order more booze. I'm still desperately trying to keep the fuss down so it doesn't spoil friend's day. Boyfriend and I head back to the table in the last desperate hope that Entitled Mother or her husband might finally control their animals. The final straw came when Entitled Kid 2 has worked himself into such a frenzy that he tries to pull my hair and hit me across the face. My dad is normally a quiet man, but he had well enough and truly had enough of this circus and simply put his hand across my face and boomed.
That's enough!
I know it's a social faux pas to tell someone else's children off, but by this point, we were all sick of it. The kids go wide-eyed and scuttle behind Entitled Mother. Entitled Mother shot us a filthy glare, summoned her husband and brood, and promptly left. I also noticed Entitled Mother had written in Friend's guestbook. Normally, people put down congratulations to the new couple, wish them happiness, etc. Nope, Entitled Mother had to make it about them and had written a thank you to Friend for making Entitled Kid 1's big day special. Sure. I later found out from Friend that Entitled Mother had bitterly complained to her about us, to which Friend said, "She was my bridesmaid, not your free babysitter. What did you expect?" Okay, oh my gosh. Alright, children at weddings. Absolute hell. Absolute mother flipping hell, okay? Okay, if you're going to bring your kids to a wedding, please, as a courtesy, either watch them yourself, and no, I don't mean keep a loose eye on them as you sip your wine and champagne and stuff your fat face in cake. No, I mean actually watch them or bring someone along to watch them, okay? Like, seriously, that's so messed up. It's someone else's big day. Okay, weddings are very important to people, alright? They are super important. Usually, okay? Do not ruin it with your bratty kids, okay? And this is coming from someone who wants kids eventually. Just don't ruin things for people because you're too lazy to watch them. Or too stingy with your money to pay someone to watch them for you. Alright, this behemoth of a story is called He Sold Us a Empty Land for a Summer Home and Tried to Negate It Once the Land's Worth Increased After We Bought It. Spoiler alert, he shot himself in the foot. Note, considering the villain of this story was old, and his sons actually sided with him, this makes him an entitled parent. So, here we go. Background. Okay, this had been an issue that had been ongoing in the legal system for a couple of years. But only a couple months ago was it finally settled. Warning, I don't exactly know how it all worked out, since my parents kept me out of the loop. So I'll tell this story as good as I can and from what I managed to gather. So please, if something sounds weird or misplaced, well, nothing I can do, really, but apologize. English ain't my first language, so I'll try to explain it as good as I can with my skills in it. Cast.
Fossil, the old man and previous owner of the land. Peck, my dad, current co-owner of the land. Fake name, obviously. Junior, dad's friend, neighbor, and co-owner of the land.
Story. Before we can go any further, I just want to explain what I meant above about co-owning the land. Peck and Junior bought the land together. I don't remember how much it cost them, but they each paid half of the money, so they both co-owned the land. The land was quite spacious, so there was enough area to build 2 walls to divide the houses and each side create their own house, garden, etc, etc. I hope I'm explaining this well. I forgot to mention, we got the land with the intention to build a summer home in another city, so we could go there to spend the holidays or the summer when we felt like it. And while the beach wasn't necessarily right next, it was a very short distance from the land. Anyway, everything was going nice before the purchase. Fossil was actually nice at first, and everything went well. Peck and Junior signed a contract, and the land was now ours. However, everything went downhill fast. Apparently, soon after the purchase, the city hall decided to asphalt the main road that connected the street that had the land and the other neighbor's house were located on, as it was previously a sand road. Because of this, the price of the houses and lands increased. Fossil realized this, and realizing that he lost a chance of selling it at a higher price, decided to go against the contract and try to claim the land back. That's when all hell broke loose. Following that, an all-out war started. Fossil versus Peck and Junior. Fossil began threatening them about taking them to court, and how the land was still his, and the contract was nullified, blah 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 blah. Problem is, Peck and Junior were still paying. They didn't pay all the money immediately because neither my family or Junior's had anywhere near enough cash to pay it off on the spot. So we paid in finances, like a specific amount per month or something. That part was actually blurry to me because my parents never specified how it worked, but it was something like that. Anyways, that meant Fossil was having our money hostage, and thus Peck and Junior refused to pay the remainder of the deal. deciding that since Fossil was trying to get the land back and holding their money hostage, they would play the same game. According to my mother, who was aware of everything but decided to let those two settle it, Peck and Junior at some point went to Fossil's house to try and come up with an agreement, and Junior's family also accompanied them. However, according to my mother, of course, Fossil was incredibly hostile and angry, and according to Junior, had concealed a weapon, like a knife or something, not a firearm. And once they realized they weren't going anywhere, they decided to leave. And once they turned around, Fossil apparently tried to chase them with a weapon, and Junior stopped him by grabbing a piece of wood and threatening to kill him if he took one more step towards him, his family, and Peck, and Fossil realized he was outmatched and backed off, but continued to spew threats. After that, they took it to court, but for some reason, the entire thing took a couple of years to finally settle. During that time skip, I have no idea what was going on, and Peck and Junior went to a couple of hearings on the land city, but I never went because, honestly, I had no idea what the process was and didn't actually care, as long as Fossil paid for trying to screw us over. During this time, my maternal uncle became a licensed lawyer and my mother asked for his help and advice, and my uncle pretty much said that Fossil was digging his own grave. Anyway, on the day of the final conclusive hearing, it all ended. Fossil showed up to court, and once the judge asked for their sides of the story, Fossil pulled out a fake contract. Yes, dear listener, you heard that right. He pulled out a fake freaking contract with his signature on it, but not Peck's and Junior's, and claimed that Peck and Junior never signed anything. Therefore, the land was officially his and demanded that they return it to him. However, Peck and Junior pulled an Uno reverse card and revealed the actual contract, with Peck, Junior, and Fossil's signature on it, and pretty much revealed that Fossil was trying to screw them all over. Also, during the 2 years that this had been going on, Fossil went to our land and built a small cabin for himself. Yup, he believed that he was surely gonna win. He built a cabin the size of a small bathroom and claimed that the cabin had been built there before he even sold the land. Stupid flip, but the cameras showed the construction taking place in between the 2 years that this whole thing was going on. So, strike one. Then, Peck and Junior showed off video footage of the incident I mentioned before, Fossil trying to attack them with the weapon, as it was all caught by a camera in one of the light posts in the street. Strike two. And finally, Fossil actually flipped himself over by continuously claiming contradictory statements. I don't know exactly what he was talking about, as once again I wasn't present, but according to my father, Fossil said one thing and later on retconned himself before starting the cycle again. Eventually, the judge had heard enough and dropped the hammer. Fossil had lost the case completely, while also stating Fossil wouldn't have to return the money Peck and Junior already paid. Peck and Junior wouldn't need to pay the remaining money they were required to, because of the whole crapstorm. Also, Fossil had 30 days to collect whatever items and tools he left behind at the cabin he built. Otherwise, Peck and Junior could claim it as their own, and aside from that, Fossil had to pay both parties lawyer fees, and should he ever attempt anything or even try to talk to Peck and Junior about anything regarding the land, he would immediately be sent to jail, and considering his current age, he'd most likely die in prison. And also, Fossil had to pay a large booty fine for the evidence of him trying to attack Peck and Junior with a weapon, or go to jail, and Fossil obviously chose the former. I don't know how much he paid, but I do know it was a lot of money. So, Fossil lost the case, made a fool of himself, and had to pay both lawyers for their trouble, and had to pay an additional amount of money for the fine. And we kept the land for cheaper than we were supposed to. Ain't karma a floozy, huh, Fossil? While I'm disappointed that there was no dialogue to the story, I think the story was pretty cool. Yeah, don't try to screw people over when you have a contract. I don't understand what this dude was thinking at all. I don't understand why he thought that threatening to kill them would be a good idea. Okay, this dude just did not think anything through at all. Like, wow. Also, advice from Zach, if you're ever planning to sell any property of yours, make sure that they're not planning to, do something that would increase property value before you sell it, because you're potentially, gonna miss out on a lot of extra money like this old fart did. This story's called Entitled Kid Unplugs My Controller in Super Smash Bros. Melee Tournament because he didn't like who I played. Entitled Dad agrees and tries to kick everyone out by calling the owner. Smash Stories 4. Long title aside, let's start the story. About 6 months ago, I was waiting my turn to play when a couple of times I hear him complain to his dad about the graphics or something are bad and how he didn't like the controllers and the TV's too big or something yada yada yada. I had hoped I wouldn't be against him, and I was right. For the first round. Turns out the guy left and he automatically won. This got him incredibly overconfident. He started talking crap real quick. Here's the cast. Entitled Kid.
Entitled Dad.
Commentator. Building Manager. You're going down. I'm gonna beat you. I scared the other guy away. I'm gonna beat the heck out of you. I don't know if you care, but the Entitled Kid was 11 or 12. Okay, buddy. Good luck. I don't need luck. I'm the best. The match proceeds and we get to the game. He must not have been paying attention to who I picked. We get there and he unplugs my freaking controller. What the hell? I don't like that you played that pink thing. Stop, you're gonna switch. Jigglypuff? Yes! Stop, we're gonna switch. He proceeded to just spam one attack with Mario and the taunt while we sat there. Why did you unplug his controller? I don't like the jiggly whatever he's using. Why? He can play who he wants. I don't like it, okay? My dad will kick you all out. What?
Did you say something bad to my son?
What? No, Yes, he did, Dad. Kick him out.
All right.
Entitled Dad proceeded to call the actual freaking building manager. The manager walks in to see what the ruckus is about. He played a character I don't like. Everyone in the room started bursting out laughing.
That's it. You're all going to get kicked out. You all are going to hell.
Shut up. You have the right to leave right now. Get out, Entitled Dad. I guess she actually knew him. They leave, but not without shouting a bunch of racial/homophobic slurs at random people in the crowd, including me. Turns out that the Entitled Kid actually stole one of the little prize things you get. We never got it back. We don't know what happened, but they were blacklisted from hosting events at that place and joining events. It was a fun event, and I did win, so that was kinda cool. Okay, what? This story's called Entitled Mom Screams at Me Because I Was in the Bathroom While She and Her Kid Wanted to Use It. Hello everyone! I'll just get into it. Here's the cast. There's me, Entitled Miscreant, Mom, Little Boy. This was a few months ago at a health club with the public pool. There is a unisex bathroom over by the lobby and locker rooms down the hall. So I was sitting in the unisex bathroom, having a bowel movement, and I chose that bathroom because it's nearest to the exit and I was planning to leave right after. There's a bang on the door. Occupied. Another bang on the door. I didn't think whoever was banging heard me the first time, so I said a bit louder, "In here!" More loud banging. "Get out! I need to get in!" "Yeah, sorry, 1 minute." More banging. "Get out now! I'm using this one. Can you please just use the one down the hall?" I'm saying this to her as a massive turret is being released from my rectum. "It's too far!" "Yeah, just wait a bit." Entitled Moped just keeps pounding on the door and says, "Get out!" "Lady, I'm trying to take a dump here. Just use the other bathroom." Silence. So I thought she just left to use the other restroom. I was sadly mistaken. I finish up, wash my hands, and open up the door. Entitled Mother, in all of her fat, disgusting glory, just freaking ambushes me as I'm walking out. "You freaking talked about your disgusting crap in the bathroom while I'm in here with my son? And you took way too long to leave." I had no idea your son was outside, but I'm sure he can guess what happens inside of a bathroom. Little boy is just standing next to Mom, seems totally indifferent to the situation. He's like 8 to 10 years old. "How dare you! You made us wait! We still haven't gone in yet!" "What? Why? You could have just gone into the locker room. Or you can just go in right now instead of continuing this stupid conversation." "Are you calling me and my son stupid? What are you, some kind of pervert? Telling people what you do on the toilet?" "Just go use the bathroom if it's that urgent, lady. And yes, I think you are completely moronic. Stop standing here like an idiot and go do what you were banging on the freaking door about." I just walked off. She screamed, "Hey!" as I was leaving, but I ignored it and just went out of the building. Didn't even look back. Not as insane as some of the other stuff on here, with police being called and all that. Just some weird fat lady being a butthole. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.